Welcome back to our sailing retreat in Avalon. Sam was driving me to the marine reserve so I could dive there for the first time. She dropped me off just outside of the boundary, and my first encounter was with a blacksmith that had iridescent blue scales on the right side of its body. I tried to swim around and get another glimpse, but it was way too fast for me. Blacksmith are in the same family as clownfish and damselfish, and are known to produce iridescent coloration in their scales when young. In fact, our state fish, which is bright orange, also exhibits blue iridescence when juvenile. As I approached the state marine reserve, the kelp became thicker and the fish more plentiful. This barnacle-encrusted rope marks the official boundary of the reserve. Crossing this rope is like swimming into a new dimension. I mean, just look at the large calico at depth, relaxing right behind the boundary. I swear these fish know that they're protected here. It is this stark contrast with the surrounding ecosystems that make our marine reserves so special. I mean, just look at the amount of small fries swimming around. It's awesome. But there's plenty of big fish in the reserve too. The large calico normally spook easily, but inside the reserve, humans pose no threat to them, so they just make way for me as I swim through their home. Oh, cool, scuba divers. I'm gonna swim over and pay them a visit. I definitely can't stay down for 40 minutes like the scuba guys, but honestly, I don't feel like I'm missing out. You have to work harder when you're freediving, but in my opinion, that makes the incredible encounters underwater even more memorable. It's been months since I've been freediving, and you can clearly hear my contractions as I go to the surface. So I'm making my way to the other side of the marine reserve because I want to see if the fish population drops off after the boundary. But on my way there, I came across a group of calico bass chilling in the kelp. Look at this. This school of Sargo was curiously splitting into smaller groups and then rejoining into a larger school. If I had to guess, I would say it was their mating season. I find it more than a coincidence that they were on the edge of the marine reserve, and once I crossed the boundary to the unprotected side, there was absolutely nothing, just a barren wasteland of sargassum. So you can see for yourself, marine protection and conservation actually works. When we set aside portions of our waters for protection, we're able to keep breeding populations alive so that anglers and spearfishermen alike can continue harvesting these marine resources for years to come. Well, I should probably get back to Samantha now. She's been waiting for me patiently on the dinghy. Well, it's a bright new day, and Samantha is going for a hike while I stick around on the boat and get some work done. It was quick and easy for her to purchase a hiking permit from the Catalina Conservancy, and shortly after, she was already on the trails.
Don't bring balloons. Just don't buy them. This is how I'm gonna hike now. It'll be pretty easy to spot me. There was one tourism cart that stopped to look at me like I was like part of the tour. They were all looking at me like the car stopped and then it kept going. And they weren't looking at anything else. There's nothing else there. It was just me coming down a hill. So apparently I'm part of the attraction of just random people hiking, I guess. I'm sure I looked very funky too with balloons on my back. 1.9 miles around that corner and to the other side. And that's the official start, and then it meandered all the way up to this ridgeline, but farther back. You can't see the trails on most of the time because it really did meander away from the city, which was really nice, way back there. And then it came up and around here, up and around this ledge, and then up and over. Now I'm coming back down. I can see the little beach down there, which means I'm getting real close. I feel pretty good. I have no clue how many miles I've done. I realized that the 11 miles that the guy told me starts at the trailhead, and we did another 1.9 to get to the trail this morning. Who knows how long to get back to the boat. So maybe I've done more, like 14, we'll see. And here I am finishing my hike, and I see Michael on the boat right there. I see him, I'm calling him, and he won't respond to my calls. Lame. Anyways, I'm almost done. I'm next to the bell tower, which is very, very pretty. There's a guy working on the bells right now, and people are walking up there, which is cool. Ugh, I wish I could walk straight down, but I can't. I need to take this road to wherever it ends up.
Samantha didn't know it at the time, but there was a small herd of mule deer just a few yards down the hillside from where she was standing. They seemed to be seeking refuge in the brush, and I was too mesmerized to notice my phone ringing, or anything else for that matter. The weather forecast started to deteriorate. There were gale force winds and 13-foot waves headed straight for Catalina. We didn't know it at the time, but this was just the first of several storms to hit Southern California and bring tremendous amounts of rain in atmospheric rivers. We had about a 48-hour notice before this storm system was predicted to hit, so we enjoyed the last 2 days of our retreat doing much of the same activities before heading back to the safety of Newport. We waved goodbye to the passengers of this cruise ship and to the quiet corner of the harbor we called home for a week. And if you enjoy these videos and would like to see us cast off our mooring lines for good and become full-time cruisers, then subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because in the next episode, we're headed to the Sea of Cortez.
Goodbye, H510.